Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really digging into a core business challenge, maybe the core challenge for many local tradesmen.
Yeah, we're talking about that fundamental conflict, right,
Huh.
between wanting, needing predictable business operations and then facing these totally unpredictable overhead costs, especially things like marketing.
Exactly. We're focusing specifically on tradesmen, your roofers, plumbers, HVAC specialists.
And particularly those working in really competitive local areas. We're thinking about the Texas Panhandle today, places like Amarillo, maybe Pampa. It's tough out
It
there.
really is. So our mission here is to unpack a pretty specific, maybe even disruptive proposal.
Which argues that moving to fixed, completely transparent pricing for digital marketing, well, it isn't just some optional extra.
No, the argument is it's actually the critical missing piece, the financial foundation needed to solve those huge internal headaches, cash flow problems,
Yeah.
and chronic underquoting.
And the starting point is this kind of paradox. It's glaring when you look at
What
it.
paradox is that?
Well, you, the tradesman, you rely on detailed fixed price quotes. You give them to your clients, right? Total transparency for their budget.
Sure, you have to. That's how you win the job.
But then, when the shoe's on the other foot, when you're the customer buying marketing services, you often accept these vague, unpredictable prices, hourly rates, fuzzy retainers.
I see. You demand certainty from your clients, but accept uncertainty for your own business essentials.
Exactly. It's a setup for financial stress, almost guaranteed.
Okay, let's unpack that a bit more. The impact on the bottom line. A tradesman knows exactly what materials cost, how much labor is needed.
Down to the penny, usually. For a new compressor, water heater install, whatever it is, you demand that clarity from your suppliers.
So when a marketing agency comes in with, say, open-ended hourly rates,
Or those deliberately vague monthly retainers, yeah. That ambiguity, it just poisons the well. It instantly messes up the tradesman's whole financial planning.
it's not just a line item. It affects everything else.
It's a core financial problem, not just marketing fluff.
So how does that fuzzy cost, that unpredictability, translate directly into, instability on the job site or in the office?
Well, it undermines your pricing foundation. If you can't accurately figure out your cost to acquire a lead because maybe it's $50 this month and $150 next month based on agency hours or random activity,
Right.
then you can't reliably build that marketing overhead into your job quotes. Not accurately, anyway.
But you're guessing.
You're guessing. And that uncertainty, it absolutely guarantees poor pricing. It leads directly to underquote. You're literally leaving money on the table because you don't know your true cost of doing business.
And if you're guessing at overhead, you're also guessing at profit margins, which then hits your ability to manage day-to-day cash.
Absolutely. It's cash flow management hard. If costs are unpredictable, managing working capital becomes a nightmare. This is why the sources we looked at push this counter idea.
Which is?
The WYXIYG by G promise.
Yeah.
What you see is what you get. Basically, total transparency in pricing.
So, building your digital marketing foundation with the same kind of cost certainty you offer your own customers.
Precisely. Fixed cost, defined scope.
That idea of certainty really leads us into the next big issue. Escaping that trap of vague billing, especially hourly rates.
Oh, yeah, the classic trap.
We've all heard stories, right?
Yeah.
An agency gives a low initial quote, maybe based on an hourly estimate,
Mm-hmm.
but then the costs just spiral. Scope creep, unexpected technical issues. The meter just keeps running.
And the analogy used in the source material is spot on. It's like hiring a contractor for your kitchen remodel. They start demo, pull down a wall, and then say,
Whoops, found some unexpected rot, price just doubled.
exactly. As a homeowner, you'd probably freak out, right? You demand a fixed change order, maybe walk away.
Of course.
Yet tradesmen often just accept this exact scenario from their marketing agencies. It's wild.
So why does that happen? It must come down to how the agencies are incentivized, doesn't it?
It really does. I mean, look at straight hourly rates. What's the incentive for the agency?
To work more hours.
To work more hours? Maybe not even consciously sometimes. But the financial incentive is to be less efficient, to stretch the project out. The client, the tradesman, has zero control over that final bill.
Leading to budget blowouts that just kill cash flow. Payroll week comes, and suddenly there's this huge marketing invoice.
Devastating. It's a direct drain on working capital, plain and simple.
Okay, what about retainers? They seem fixed, like $1,500 a month. That feels predictable.
It feels predictable, but often it's a black box. What are you actually getting for that $1,500?
Good question.
Maybe a bit of SEO work, a few social posts, perhaps a generic blog article. But because those activities aren't tied to a specific, measurable outcome or a defined scope,
You can't measure the return.
impossible. And that's the highway to the unqualified leads low ROI problem. You're spending the money, sure, but the leads coming in might be low-quality tire kickers who just waste your office staff's time answering pointless calls.
So the fixed investment model flips that completely. The benefits seem clear. Accurate budgeting.
Because you know the exact cost from day one.
And crucially, zero budget surprises.
Right. The scope is defined, the cost is locked. It's tied to delivering a specific thing, like this lead machine concept.
But here's the pushback, I imagine, the question a tradesman might ask.
Yeah.
Why shell out a larger single payment up front instead of just paying a smaller hourly fee I can stop anytime if needed? That feels safer for cash flow, doesn't it?
That's a fair question and a really important one. The sources absolutely need to justify that upfront investment.
How do they do it?
By reframing it. It's not just an expense, it's building an asset. With the hourly model, you're essentially renting time week by week, month by month. There's no guarantee of efficiency or a completed asset at the end.
Yeah.
But with the fixed investment, the agency's internal drive changes. Their incentive isn't to bill more hours, it's to deliver the defined project, the asset, as efficiently and effectively as possible to protect their profit margin on the fixed price.
So efficiency becomes their goal, not just the client's hope.
Exactly, and that shift in incentive is the core justification for the specific solution proposed.
Which brings us to the $7,950 tradesman lead machine. Let's be clear. This is a fixed, one-time investment, right? Not an ongoing retainer.
Correct. It's the cost to build the foundational asset, not a monthly fee.
And the source material suggests this kind of fixed, competitive price is only really possible because of some serious internal efficiency gains.
Absolutely. They have to be incredibly efficient to make a fixed price like that work profitably. And a lot of that comes down to leveraging technology smartly.
Okay, tell us more about that efficiency piece. How do they cut out the fluff, the non-strategic work that often inflates hourly bills?
Well, they mention using advanced AI tools, things like Gemini and Notebook LM were named, but not just for writing generic blog posts.
Right, so how are they used?
They're used to slash the time spent on the really tedious, non-strategic, but necessary background work. For example, an AI can rapidly analyze local market data, check out competitors, figure out all the service variations.
Like identifying those super specific high-value keywords.
Exactly. Nailing things like water heater installation Pampa or emergency HVAC Amarillo, the exact phrases people search for when they need help now. The AI does that heavy lifting fast.
Which frees up the human experts.
The agency's actual strategists, yeah. They can then focus only on the high-value stuff. Conversion optimization, site structure, lead flow design, not drafting basic descriptions of services.
Okay, so the $7,950 makes sense because the agency isn't billing you for, say, 150 hours of basic research and writing. They're maybe using AI for the equivalent of 100 of those hours and focusing their human expertise on 50 truly strategic hours.
That's the idea. They guarantee the fixed price and faster delivery because they are efficient. Those efficiency savings get passed on to you, the client, in the form of that predictable fixed cost.
The incentive is flipped. Deliver the defined scope effectively and quickly, not rack up hours.
That's the model. Maximize delivery effectiveness, not billable time.
All right, let's get specific then. What does that $7,950 actually buy? This isn't just a basic website, right? It's framed as the core infrastructure for Phase I, foundational stabilization.
Definitely not just a pretty online brochure. The whole point is building intense local authority and generating leads.
So what are the tangible pieces?
Okay, first we're talking 8 to 12 pages. But crucially, these aren't generic pages. Each one is dedicated to a specific, high-value local service.
So not just plumbing services, but...
Exactly. Pages laser-focused on things like slab leak detection Amarillo, or maybe tankless water heater repair Pampa, or even targeting specific neighborhoods or nearby smaller towns. It's about capturing high-intent searchers.
And the clear goal there is local map pack ranking visibility, getting into those top 3 map results on Google when someone local searches for an urgent need.
That's priority number 1 for local visibility, and then the site needs to handle the visitors it gets. That means advanced lead forms.
Advanced forms. What makes them advanced? This sounds like a key aha moment.
It really is, especially if you're struggling with wasted staff time. These forms act like a digital gatekeeper. They're designed to qualify the lead before it even hits your inbox or phone line.
Oh, what do they do?
Instead of just name, email, phone, they require more specific info. Maybe mandatory fields for the type of job, is it an emergency, their location to confirm service area, maybe even a rough budget question.
Ah, so it filters out the tire kickers automatically.
Pretty much. By the time your office staff contacts them, you know it's likely a serious inquiry about a service you offer in their area, not someone just price shopping from 3 counties over.
That directly lowers the cost per qualified lead, CPL. Not by making the site cheaper, but by making the leads, it generates much more valuable and less time-consuming to handle. Huge saving on internal staff costs.
A massive operational saving. The package also includes comprehensive local SEO mapping, making sure every single page, every image, every bit of text reinforces that local map pack goal.
Driving sheer lead call volume.
Right. And one more crucial piece, basic CRM integration. Connecting the website directly to the tradesman's customer relationship management system.
Why is that CRM link so important for the financial side? It sounds technical.
It's vital for cash flow. Think about speed. Lead comes in through the advanced form. It's already partly qualified. It automatically populates in the CRM.
So the team can jump on it immediately.
Instantly. Follow up fast, get the quote out fast, schedule the job fast, complete the job fast, and most importantly, get paid fast. Accelerating that whole cycle is critical for stable cash flow management. Every feature is designed to tie back to financial health, not just looking good online.
Okay, this is where it all connects. Let's bring this transparent marketing cost, the $7,950, back to that initial problem you mentioned, poor pricing and especially underquoting.
Yes, this is the payoff, the transparency and pricing loop.
Explain that loop. How does knowing the marketing cost fix the quoting problem?
Think about the old way. Marketing costs are fuzzy, maybe hourly, unpredictable. So when the tradesman prepares a job, quote, how much do they add for marketing overhead?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, maybe add a general percentage.
Exactly. A high-level, generalized guess. And often, to stay competitive, they'll hedge low on that guess, which means they're constantly eating into their actual profit margin without realizing it.
Okay, but with this fixed investment.
The whole calculation changes. Step 1. You make the fixed marketing cost that predictable $7,950 to build the foundation.
Got it.
Step 2. That foundation, the lead machine, is engineered to deliver a reasonably steady volume of predictable leads over time. This allows the tradesman to track their actual stable cost per lead.
Right, so if the $7,950 site brings in, say, 500 qualified leads in its first year, they know their CPL is roughly $15.90. It's not a guess anymore.
Precisely. It becomes a known metric, and once you have that predictable CPL based on that fixed investment, here's the magic. Step 3. The tradesman can now add a precise, justifiable marketing overhead cost into every single job quote. They aren't guessing with a vague percentage. They're calculating based on known data.
So on a $5,000 job, they might confidently add, say, $50 or $60 specifically for marketing overhead, knowing that covers their stable CPL and conversion rate.
Exactly. They can justify it internally and know they're covering their true costs.
Which means the final quote is accurate. It covers the real cost of doing business, including customer acquisition, and helps ensure they never unintentionally underquote just because the marketing expense was a black box.
That level of certainty changes everything. Marketing shifts from being this scary, unpredictable expense line
into a manageable, measurable part of the cost of delivering the service, like materials or labor.
It perfectly fulfills that WSIYG philosophy. You move from budgeting for random hourly bills to calculating the return on a defined, fixed-price business asset.
This has been a really important deep dive. Applying financial transparency, even to something as technical as digital marketing, seems like a powerful lever for stability, especially for local service businesses.
Particularly in those hyper-competitive markets like the Texas Panhandle we talked about. Knowing you'll get a guaranteed outcome, the lead machine for a guaranteed price, is just fundamental for financial survival, for protecting those margins.
Absolutely.
And maybe that leaves us with a final thought, a challenge for you, the listener.
Okay.
If applying this kind of fixed, upfront, radically transparent pricing to an external service like marketing can create predictable lead flow and help solve a major internal financial challenge like underquoting, you really have to ask yourself, what other areas of your business, internal processes, or maybe even other vendor relationships could benefit from applying that same principle, that same radical transparency and fixed outcome guarantee? Where else are hidden or unpredictable costs causing instability?
A really powerful question to consider. Challenge those assumptions about pricing and budgeting everywhere in the business.
It's worth thinking about.
Thank you for joining us for this deep dive.